Hey there, I'm going to teach you how to make risotto in your Nutrichef pressure cooker. I picked risotto because it's one of those things that everybody thinks is such a pain and you can't make it without stirring for 45 minutes or an hour. And I make this all the time. You can see over there I have two pressure cookers that live on my countertop. These are all different brands, so I think I can give you a pretty good idea how to use this. Now, the kicker is Amazon videos can only be 10 minutes. So I'm going to have to do quite a bit of pausing in order to show you the entire process. But just quickly, we're going to make chicken, bacon risotto. There's some garlic, there's some onion, a little tiny bottle of white wine, some chicken broth, some arborio rice, butter, of course, and thyme. And there will also be some parmesan added to it at the end, but I haven't started that yet. Now, one thing about the Nutrichef pot is you have a lot of controls here, but one of the controls that you don't have in this one is saute. So all of the different controls you have here are related to pressure. And in most pressure cooker recipes, it's good to have some sort of saute function initially. Like in this one, I need to render the bacon and I need to soften the onions and cook the chicken a little bit. It just gives you more flavor. So I'm going to do my sauteing while I pause the video, and then I'll come back when it's ready to put in the pot and we'll talk about the pot some more. So here we are again. I have sauteed everything, and then I had to add a lot of chicken broth and some wine, and that's all the extra liquid that you see in there. In just a second I'll start that cooking, but I wanted to go over with you what you get with this pressure cooker. Of course, you get the power cord, and it is removable, which is a nice touch. My other ones are not. Comes with a rice paddle and a ladle. You do have a manual that has some instruction in it. A rice cup. And then, of course, the pressure cooker and the lid. So I'm going to start out by plugging this in. It's really easy to put the lid on here. You basically just set it on there. You can see there's an arrow here, and then you turn it and it's locked. This looks like a handle. I don't really recommend picking it up by that. It's better to use these two. And this little jiggly thing here is what keeps your pressure steady. So if you turn it one way, it's closed, and if you turn it the other way, it's open, and it will feel loose, and it's supposed to, because sometimes it'll release pressure while it's cooking, and that's normal. That's because it's keeping itself from becoming a bomb, essentially. Okay, so as I said earlier, all of these different settings are all pressure settings. There's not one on here that's just a steam setting or a saute setting. And basically, even though they say fish, meat, chicken, rice, soup, porridge, spare rib, and tendon, whatever that's meant to be, really all they are is different time lengths. And you can see this in the book. So I'm going to pick chicken because I want this to run for 12 minutes. That's what my recipe says. So I'll hit chicken. It says 12. And then I'll hit on. And this is moving. That means that it's going to start building pressure. And you can see that it'll tell me the temperature, and I'll be able to watch it as the temperature goes up. Now, I did do some experimentation with this to see if I could come up with my own saute mode. And I picked tendon, which goes for 30 minutes, left the top off, and cooked with it for a while. And I was able to watch the temperature go all the way up, but then it didn't keep the temperature. It started dropping. So I really don't think there's any way to get that saute mode on here. So just use your stove and then put it in here for the pressure part. Now, say I wanted to adjust that after I did the chicken, I could use this time plus or minus button to adjust it up or down depending on how much I wanted. One nice feature that this has is after it's finished cooking, it will automatically go into a 24-hour warm setting. So you could start this and leave it if you wanted to. I know a lot of people are nervous around pressure cookers. I never have any issues with mine. It's really not a problem. It's not your grandma's pressure cooker. So this will continue heating up. When it gets to the full temperature, it'll start counting down the 12 minutes. And let's see how much time we have left. I'm going to run out of video time, so at this point I'll just pause it, come back when we're almost counted down from the 12 minutes. So here we are, we're in the last minute. I wanted to show you what this looks like while it's running. It's switching back and forth between the temperature, and there you go, it's done. It beeped 3 times. Switches back and forth between the temperature and the time that's remaining. Wanted to show you just a couple other things up here on top. See how this is poking out? That means that it is under pressure. When I release the pressure, it's going to fall back down in there. So here we go. I'm going to back this up so you don't get steam all over your camera. I'm going to release the pressure here. It's a really good idea to do this under a hood. Don't do it under your counter because it can warp your cabinet. So once the pressure finishes emptying out, I'll be able to open the lid. If you try to open the lid, you should never try to open the lid when it's under pressure, but I think you would find it incredibly difficult, if not impossible. I'm just going to put this up so that you can see that button. This button back here. When the pressure empties, that will fall down. And I just want you to see what that'll look like. And you'll see it go down. Yep, see, there we go. So that's my signal that I can remove the lid. Comes off really easily. Give this a little stir and you can see we're going to stir it for just a minute more, but it's got a nice risotto texture, and it's going to get even better because I have to add parmesan cheese to it. And like I said, we eat this about once a week. We really like this one. One thing that's nice about this pressure cooker is that this is a non-stick insert. Some of you will love that and some of you will hate it. It's the only non-stick one I have at this point. The directions say that I'm supposed to stir this and then let it sit for 3 minutes, and then we'll be ready to eat. My husband likes black pepper on his. I don't, so he'll add the pepper himself. But there you go. Perfect risotto in a pressure cooker. Thanks for watching.